And I just went ahead and merged everything down. By doing that, I can now kind of zoom in and start blending things together. Let's actually put in that eyebrow. Let's bring back that eyelash. And grab that mixer brush and just start blending. So to be painterly, we kind of have to choose areas that we want to keep in focus and then areas that will not be in focus. I do plan to kind of resolve this area out with refinement, but right now let's just kind of have fun with some painting stuff. So I want to have 3 main focal points for a 1, 2, 3 read. And the most important place I think we need to look at is obviously here, eyes, nose, and mouth. Pretty important for facial recognition. And then this will eventually be another important spot. And then maybe something over here, probably the highlights of the hair, to kind of create a nice rhythm of focal points that cycle through. So having said that, within this area, I'm going to pick certain spots that remain sharp, but everything else around it sort of gets a bit blurred or blended in. So going to keep that sharp, probably going to keep this sharp, a little bit over here, here, there, and maybe right there, right? And let's see how that's going to look. So it's going to go ahead and keep that on. Grab that mixer brush and blend this stuff because it doesn't really need to be sharp. We're trying to look at lost edges there. So over here, this information is not too important. I'm going to go ahead and blur it. Same thing here. Just unnecessary detail and noise. Let's make that a little bit blurry too. And this part of the chin does not need to be sharp. Kind of blend in and get lost with the background there. And now when we turn it off, kind of has a nice, soft, almost buttery look. Let's go ahead and flip it. See how it looks. Yeah, and the form kind of feels like it's nice and indicated. Let's go ahead and blend some of this a little bit more. Especially the curving of the cylinder part of the nose here. And also the stuff in shadow does not need to be in focus, so we can kind of blend that as well. I'm going to bring back the shadow here that was darker on the cheek here. And then we'll blend it in a moment. And notice we're interpreting the value information of the darks and lights with a completely different hue family. We're using magentas, purples, and blues. But if you can get good at looking at the values and just taking that as information for other color palettes, you've kind of figured out a pretty good system if you can do that. One thing that is fun and painterly is if you kind of look at areas, we'll say kind of planes of the face, right? And when I blend them, I'll keep them all in one direction and with a big brush. That way it has a nice kind of sculpted quality. You don't want to overdo it too much though. Okay, sneak in some more of that rim light. Probably get some over here on the arm as well. So in order to make this area stand out, because now we've added this rim light, we're going to go ahead and make the background a little darker so that those rim lights really stand out against a darker background. So I'm going to grab this color and go a little bit darker in terms of the purple, and just kind of very loosely paint that in. Okay, just painting in some of these shadows using the airbrush. I'm going to go ahead and get that curvature of the trapezius right here using the airbrush, because the trapezius here is kind of like a cylinder because it rolls over towards the back. And it's going to have a nice highlight over here. And then what I can do is select this, like a nice little curve for the collarbone, and go ahead and paint in those values using the airbrush. And now we have the collarbone there. So I want to change the color of the whites of the eye. Let's go a little bit more towards gray here. And there we go. Go ahead and blend this a little bit more. Let's bring back that shadow where the eye kind of sinks into the eye socket. Cool. Yeah, I want that background to be a little bit darker. It's not, that rim light isn't popping out enough. So I'm actually going to take this whole thing, hit Control L, bring those levels to be darker, and then use a mask and then paint out in this area. Cool.